Hello, everyone, and welcome to a little bit of a short video coming live from the 2023, it's a very long title, Australian Automotive Dealers Association Convention and Expo here in Sydney, Australia. Just thought I would go live for a couple of minutes and just discuss the convention this year, what we're doing here, and just a little bit about what's going on, what we're seeing over here in Australia, which is it's always been an interesting dynamic with New Zealand. Sometimes we're ahead, sometimes behind on various things. And it's great to be able to come over here and check those things out and chat with other dealers and find out what they're seeing, what they're liking to hear. Now, it's last year's live stream for the show was probably a little bit better audio, a little bit clearer. That's because it was really quiet. It was quite it was a smaller expo last year. This year it is huge. We're in a far bigger hall. I'll do the story of the camera when we get to the end of the live stream. Uh, but this year there are a lot of people here. I understand that we're going to have just short of 1,000 people through the doors over the 2 days. And of those, I think over 65% are dealers. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's actually a really good figure for the market, dealers and staff from dealerships. So great to see that is has been so successful, and it's heartening for us. I mean, people know we ran our own mini convention in the form of Auto Talk Live, which we will be announcing the details of that for 2023 in the coming days. But great to see that people really want to get out and go to these events again. There are plenty of Kiwis here, so we were on a flight with a number of them, which got delayed, as a few of them did. Lovely New Zealand scheduling, I guess. The Fuel Trap group is here. The Andrew Sims group is here. People from I think WR Phillips are here. Multiple other dealerships, and they seem to come in teams, which I think is good. It's not just the dealer principal coming across for a few drinks and look around. They're bringing across high performing staff and development, so they can see what is going on out there as well, and really experience an event like this. So what is the theme this year? Well, the actual official theme is the road ahead. And they're talking, I guess, about change, and in Australia, I think specifically, and the chief executive of the AADA, James Waltman, in his opening speech, discussed this. They are at quite a turning point in Australia when it comes to things like electrification. They are seeing a similar ramp up to what we saw a few years back, about 2 years back with electrification. They're seeing a lot of regulation, so we've kind of already been through gone through a lot of our stuff around emissions and so forth already. We're seeing how that's kind of playing out. They're seeing that approaching. The government here is looking at putting together an emissions standard, a fuel standard for vehicles in Australia. So they're keeping an eye on that. And then one of the other things they're looking at, one of the things that's interesting, we don't get this in New Zealand, but they're getting 2 layers of regulation now. That states are showing an interest in regulating vehicles, so things like taxing luxury cars, adding further penalties around electric vehicles, all these kind of things. So we really wouldn't want to have to deal with that. And the other one that they're facing, which we are facing as well, though perhaps to a lesser extent, is intensification of competition. So they're seeing a lot more brands come into the market as a we, and that, of course, creates opportunities for dealers, but also, who knows what will shake out. Will we see some brands go? Will we see some brands do things differently because they're getting a smaller piece of the pie? In regards to the products here and the digital side, the actual discussion side of the show, it's been really interesting to see just a massive elevation in the work around the minutiae of studying digitally how people buy cars and how you can increase your margin on what you're selling them through various side products. We had a great discussion yesterday from Cars Guide over here. Of course, they're, I guess, sort of the trade me of vehicle sales over here. Really nailing down to what you could do, how you could affect the buying process for buyers to your yard. It was a really interesting discussion. Now, we will have a story coming out on that in both the next Auto Talk Australia and Auto Talk New Zealand magazines. New Zealand readers, if you don't know we've got an Australian magazine, we do. You can go see that, same address, .com.au. Vice versa for my Australian followers. That was a really interesting one. We also had a speech, again, that we'll cover from the chairman of NADA. So, getting that American aspect to it. Because it's interesting, a lot of what you see at the AADA follows what goes on at the NADA. And then, look, to be honest, the AADA conference will influence what comes to Auto Talk Live later this year. So keep an eye on the websites for those things coming through. We'll make sure we have continual coverage for you guys uh, from there as we go forward. We also do a little bit of fun thing every year. We do partner up with a great friends at Automotive Edge, and we hold drinks. Last night that was at Zephyr Bar overlooking the harbour. Fantastic. Some great dealer and industry colleagues came along for a few beverages, always fun. So, yeah, that's just a little bit from AADA. We hope to see you once we announce that we're live, because I think just all these chances to get together as dealers and discuss what can make ASB better is fantastic. And perhaps we'll see a few next year at the Auto Talk Live drinks, Auto Talk Ad Talk Edge drinks in Australia at the next convention. Now, we will still have the usual live stream tomorrow, so I'll post it up when that's going to be. You can expect me back. I believe it's just Graham tomorrow. I believe that David's off doing some other fun thing tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see you around tomorrow to go through the usual weekly news. I'll just quickly touch on field days. I'd love to know in the comments how your field days have gone, or flip me an email. Um, I think some people worried that field is kind of dying from an automotive perspective, but really seems to have had a solid year this year. But I just need to know what your guys' experiences in the field, and we'll discuss more on that tomorrow. So, yeah, thanks so much for joining us for this intended to be a couple of minutes. It's ended up being 6, so I'm really good at rabbiting on. Live stream. We'll catch you tomorrow for the weekly wrap.